99-cent rental.
This is 99 Cent Rental. I'm your host, Brian White, and I'm joined, as always, by my brother and co-host, Dave. Hey, Dave, how you doing over there?
Oh, hi. Pretty good. I just recently got back yesterday from seeing that sweet lady to the north, Toronto, Ontario. It's a fantastic city.
Yeah?
I'm a big fan.
What are you doing up there?
We didn't really do much. We had dinner with Johnny and Tyler. It was nice to see them, as always. We played some pinball, drank some beer.
All right.
Walked around, just checking out various neighborhoods. So you've never been there, right?
I've been to Toronto, but I have not been to there in like recent memory.
I say you do it. I say you go.
I'd love to go to Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah.
We weren't there for very long, but just
when did you go?
Popped in.
Like when did you go? It seemed like you went last week.
We left on Thursday. I think we left on Thursday. Came back yesterday. Yesterday.
All right.
I think. Or Saturday. Maybe we left on Saturday.
What is time really, right?
It's a flat circle.
I saw something yesterday that that simultaneously horrified me and blew my mind. I saw a teaser on YouTube for it was one of those thumbnails that was very, very provocative, and it said it had a picture of JD Vance on one side clutching a microphone and Donald Trump on the other side also clutching a microphone, and it said, "We are Charlie Kirk, Christian AI concert." And I could not help myself. I had to see it, and I could not fucking believe what I saw. First of all, it's like 90 minutes, and it seems to be that one song just played over and over again for like an hour and a half. But
what song?
It's that song, "We Are Charlie Kirk."
I have to apologize. I'm not up on my right-wing propaganda.
It's outrageous. I don't think I'd ever actually heard it until then either.
We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We'll fight for the gospel. We'll honor his name. We are.
It had like at one point, and there's also there's all these, it's set on this like huge like concert stage, and and there's lots of scenes of Charlie Kirk, saying dumb shit, little face in the middle of his gigantic pumpkin head, saying stuff about Jesus. And then there's at one point like JD Vance is singing and like fucking tears are streaming down his face. And then Donald Trump is singing and tears are streaming down his face. And they cut to the audience and tears are streaming down their face. And then I skipped ahead a little bit. I was like, is this just these guys? Cause it's like 90 minutes long and it's the same song. But now Elon Musk's son, Little X, is singing with tears streaming down his face.
This sounds absolutely insane.
It is like the fever dream of a schizophrenic person in the throes of death.
Because someone had to make this thing, and they put all fucking 90 minutes of this together, and they watched it and they were like, hell yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the one.
And when I was there, 24 views.
Well, I
was like, how many people could possibly be watching this right now? 24 people.
I feel like more people need to watch that. I feel like I need to watch that.
It was crazy. It was fucking crazy. One of the strangest things I've seen.
I love this idea that now with AI, we can take these fucking terrible people and just make them whoever we want. We could be like, hey, we know that Donald Trump is an absolutely unhinged narcissist who cares not for a single person beyond himself. And yet I can make videos of him feeding the poor.
Yeah. Rescuing puppies.
Yeah. Just anything.
I think that's entirely why AI is so instrumental to the fascist project, is because the world that they want, the world that they envision, can only exist in an elaborate AI simulation.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, because in the real one, Marjorie Taylor Greene is like, peace out. You guys are too fucking crazy for me. And that's a real.
I know you've gone too far for Marjorie Trader Brown.
Yeah. I mean, none of us even thought that mile marker existed. Marjorie Trader Brown. I have to say, I am obviously no fan of Donald Trump, but by his own standards, the Marjorie Trader Brown moniker, it's not up to
No.
his
He's been
game.
trying out new ones like Jerome Too Late Powell. You know, he's trying to make all these names stick. Doesn't work. It's not 2016, and that shit doesn't work anymore.
It's got to be organic. You can't just force it. You can't force magic.
Nope. No, you can't.
That's how you end up with a AI video of JD Vance, tears streaming down his face, just feeling the music.
It was crazy. Anyway, it's hard to explain to someone who never had the experience what a trip to the video store was like back in the day. The shelves were choked with absolutely bizarre crap made on tiny budgets, completely divorced from any recognizable reality, and it was the best. We intend to talk about every one of those movies. Just before we get into it, here's a little housekeeping. If you want to keep up with us between episodes, you can also find us on Instagram at Bring Me the Axe Pod. Dave's over there at That Queer Wolf. Give us a follow, if you do the Instagram thing. Yeah. And if you don't know, we got another show called Bring Me the Axe. Our latest episode covering 1982's Mortuary is out now. And we'll be back next week with a look at Return to Salem's Lot.
It's real back-to-back jams.
Of all the Larry Cohen stuff to kind of break the seal on, we had to pick that one.
Well, there will be more to come.
Yeah. You can also contact us directly at 99centrental@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or suggestions. Do let us know if there's a cheesy movie that you love and like to hear us give it the business. And if you'd like to support us on Patreon, you can look us up over there at patreon.com/bringmetheaxepod. There's a couple of tiers you can join. Subscribers to the $5 a month tier can look forward to our bi-weekly X-Files rewatch pod. Do you think I'm spooky? Yep. Our latest episode out now is Ascension. It's part 2 of the Dwayne Barry.
Dwayne Barry?
Yeah, story. Yeah. The disappearance of Agent Scully.
If you ever wanted to know what it would be like if we just said that name over and over again for like 2 fucking hours.
Subscribe to the Patreon and listen to those 2 episodes.
Yeah, this is your opportunity.
Yep. There's also our monthly Bring Me the Axe Millennium Edition is a bonus episode in which we explore a modern horror movie. The latest episode just recently dropped is a look at fucking Paranormal Activity. I don't know what y'all see in that movie.
So you're giving it away. You're giving away the big surprise ending. How we feel about this film?
Yeah. I think teasing the fact that we really didn't like a certain movie has a certain allure to it. Yeah. Because when we go off, we go off. See our Blair Witch Project episode.
Look, I thought we were fair about the Blair Witch Project.
I thought we were fair about the Blair Witch Project too. Morbid listeners did not. No. All Patreon subscribers, even the free tier, get access to our Discord server. Paying members get access to additional channels, voice and video chat, and the watch parties option. Watch movies with us. That's coming back. My schedule is about to even out. Friday nights are opening up again. We'll be watching the subject of Monday's movie on Friday nights. It's a good time. We have fun. It'll be fun to get the band back together. Once again, patreon.com/bringmetheaxepod. Hey, you know what else we got? Merchandise. Get yourself a nice t-shirt. Dave sweats over a hot computer all day and all night.
It's true. Making
these sweet new designs for you.
Well, to be fair, in the daytime I'm writing true crime, but in the evening time.
Yeah. We've got our Walter Hill shirt. Got that Canon Films shirt. Got the classic logos. We got them in hoodies. The holidays are coming up. Pop on over to our merch page and get that. You'll find the link in the show notes.
There's a Dario Argento shirt.
Oh, that's
just
right.
For kids. Just for little children.
Just for your twisted little goblins. Yeah. And lastly, if you like what you hear, you can subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. We're also on YouTube. Search us by name and subscribe if you prefer to consume your podcast that way. And you'd be doing us a favor by leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So this holiday season, give the gift of reviews.
Yes, give unto we.
Yeah.
So that we can then give unto thee.
That's right. We'll just keep on keeping on, and you can expect more fucking snide remarks.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it may not show. Well, we work pretty hard at this. And we spend a lot more time on it than you'd probably think.
Yeah. Yes, we do. We do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you listen on YouTube, do us a favor, give the episode a like and leave a comment. We love hearing from you guys. Just want to get all that out of the way right at the top of the show, because here's the drill. We got a surprise for you. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Each year, 10,000 tourists visit Ocean Beach. This summer, Ocean Beach has attracted something else. American International presents Tentacles. It slept until man disturbed it. Then it woke with a fury no man could control, rising from the ocean floor to bring destruction and death. Tentacles. A chilling tale of nature gone wild as two of the sea's deadliest enemies fight to the death. Starring John Huston, Shelley Winters, Bo Hopkins, Claude Akins, and Henry Fonda. Tentacles. The most gripping suspense you'll ever experience. Rated PG.
That's right. Tentacles.
Tentacles. You say tentacles. I hear you right now talking to your phone. You said, "Hey, Brian, I thought you said you were doing Karate Warrior."
Well, we did.
Well,
We did say that.
well, we tried. We were so looking forward to that one, but fuck me. That movie is nothing but a cheap, shameless cash grab, and as a result, there ain't nothing to talk about.
Yeah, not like this movie.
No, that episode would have probably lasted about 30 minutes.
Yeah, I will tell you my favorite fact about that movie, because the odds are we're not going to end up covering it, because there's just nothing to say about it, other than the fact that it's hilarious. It is a movie made by Fabrizio De Angelis, who is quite famously a producer of Italian films. This is one of the handful that he directed himself. He directed it under a pseudonym, and he also wrote under the same pseudonym.
Was it Larry Ludman?
It's Larry Ludman, I think.
Ludman.
Yeah. And so Dardano Sacchetti also worked under a pseudonym. He wrote it. Now, I can't remember what the pseudonym is, but I love the fact that he made himself a junior. It's a pseudonym, man. Why did you go to that extent?
You can be who you want to be. I'm going to be a junior.
He wanted to be a man whose father had the same name.
I guarantee that,
aim higher, Dardano.
Larry Ludman was like, "Hey, Dardano, you don't got to be a junior. You can be whatever you want." He's like, no. There's a backstory. I've written a whole backstory for this person that I'm going to be. He is a junior.
I mean, alternatively, the more likely scenario was him saying, "Listen, Fabrizio, you have seen how many movies I have written, and I have put my name on pretty much all of those. There's no way in hell I'm putting my name on this one. And just to further trick people, I'm going to make it sound more legit by making myself a junior. They'll never know it was me."
Yeah. Yeah, Karate Warrior is a very, very, very fucking funny movie. It is extremely stupid. It is also really, really racist.
Oh my God, yes.
It's it is what you think it is. It's a Karate Kid ripoff. I think it was coming out around the time when the third Karate Kid movie was coming out, and somehow
no, probably the second one. The third one is in the 90s.
Okay, and the somehow they squeezed 5 sequels out of it.
6. There are 6 of these movies.
That's crazy. That is absolutely fucking nuts. And I think DeAngelis did all of them.
He sure did. Yeah.
Wow.
But you know what? That's for another time.
That is for
today
another time.
We're here to talk about Tentacles.
Tentacles. Oh boy. Yeah. I thought I had seen this movie, but as I was watching it, I don't think I've seen it, or I just forgot about it. I think this was my first time seeing it. This was your first time seeing this movie? Because I am not, I think I have said in the past, I am not a big Animal Attack movie. And I especially
love this movie.
I especially don't like Jaws ripoffs. However, in recent days, I've been coming around with the release of a couple of sort of key ripoff movies that are just so bizarre that I can't help but fall in love with them. And anyways, when I came out the other side of this one, I was I was in love, but I couldn't really figure out why.
This movie is baffling.
It ends with about a half a dozen dangling plot points.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. No, you can tell this. So this film was written essentially by really by one person, punched up by another person, and then rewritten by somebody else. And boy, does it show.
Oh boy. Yeah. And because it's an AIP movie, this is a fucking clinic in Samuel Arkoff filmmaking.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It moves fast.
And yet somehow it is extremely slow.
The detours into the stories about Shelley Winters and her fucking like 5-year-old son. What is all of that shit? I mean, I think I know. We're supposed to sort of map, if you're going to map characters and circumstances up. She's the old lady with the little boy in Jaws. You know?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, kind of. That character's kind of split up between two people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is that. No, there's actually not much backstory to say about this movie. With a lot of AIP movies, they were kind of just like, here's a fucking movie. Everybody move on.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody kind of knew what they were getting into when they made it. And so there's, with certain notable exceptions, there's really not much of a story. It's kind of like, here's a Jaws ripoff. Everybody go.
Yeah, AIP was just a ripoff factory. And in a lot of ways, they were sort of the precursor to an outfit like the Asylum, who made all of those.
I wouldn't go quite that far. They had some prestige.
Well, this is definitely true because apart from the fact that they did make a lot of just blatant genre ripoffs, they also did produce some pretty significant and like legit fare. Like, I mean, they produced the Amityville Horror. Yeah, no, they put out a shitload of very notable movies. It just so happened that for a long time, so they started in 55, 56, something like that. Yeah.
And they started out as a production company. That didn't really work out because it was too expensive and there was no room for any kind of money there. And so they, Arkoff and Nicholson?
James Nicholson.
James Nicholson, yeah. They decided to become distributors instead. And so they just started cranking out genre fare, but they were always like one step ahead of everybody else. And they kind of just knew what was going to hit. So it was like, teen movies, like beach party movies, drag racing movies, biker movies. They were always kind of ahead of the game. They really started, I would say it's fair to say that they started blaxploitation or at least kicked it into high gear. By this point, though, they're kind of reaching the end. Roger Corman was gone. He went off to start his own thing. And Nicholson's gone. I think by 77, he's dead, I think.
Yeah. It's just Samuel Arkoff at this point.
Yeah, it's just Samuel Arkoff. He has fallen in with a lot of Italian filmmakers, which was not that uncommon. Like that's, you could make a lot of money on the international market. So they would buy the rights to Italian films and vice versa. That was kind of how they made money. This one is different though, because this is a fully funded AIP movie made by Italians.
Yeah, so I've got some notes about that because I do believe that this is the sort of reverse because they had been importing they've been importing Italian movies since the 60s, since Black Sunday, I think. This is the first time where they were like, hey, paisans, come on over here and go on vacation. We'll make a movie. Everybody will have fun.
And they did. There's a reason why these people end up working together again multiple times is because they actually ended up liking each other a lot.
Yeah, which is wild, which is really, really fucking funny. I would like to know, because also this movie makes John Huston seems like the kind of guy I'd like to hang out with.
I don't think you do, actually. John Huston, I believe, was a real son of a bitch.
Yeah. So let's not get too far ahead of the game here. Let's talk facts. So the year was 1977, the year of our Lord. It's a good year. So here are some other animal attack movies released in 1977. Day of the Animals came out.
Fucking love it. That's the one where you're going to see Leslie Nielsen fight a bear. Literally fist fight a bear.
That's fantastic.
He doesn't win. The bear wins.
Oh, the bear always wins.
This is after he tries to sexually assault a lady.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that
The
recently.
bear actually kind of saves her. It's a new spin on that, would you rather run into a man or a bear kind of thing.
We've also got Kingdom of the Spiders.
Yeah.
That one's got Shatner in it.
Yeah. It's got like, it's like fat, lazy Shatner.
Oh, yeah. This is, what is it? I think a couple of years earlier, he did Devil's Reign.
Yep.
So we're in a weird period for Shatner.
Yeah, he has not figured out what his next move is. Now, it turns out his next move is not a good one.
Star Trek, isn't it?
77? No.
In 79, he does
The
Star Trek, the Motionless Picture.
Yeah. The Motionless Picture.
Yeah. It's a very long, very boring movie.
It sure is.
Also in 77, The Pack.
Can't do it.
No.
Dogs.
Dogs. Also in 77, Empire of the Ants.
Fuck yeah. Watched that last night.
Did you make it like a double feature?
I did, because
I think
coincidentally,
it's-
this movie actually it came out as a double feature. It was
On those
together.
MGM midnight movie packs?
Yep, but it was also sold together to like theaters and drive-ins as a
nice.
double feature with Empire of the Ants.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of insect attack movies this year.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Kingdom of the Spiders, we've got Empire of the Ants, and lastly, Tarantula's Deadly Cargo.
Now that is a television film, and whoo boy, is it a good one.
The premise sounds crazy.
A brief cameo from Howard Hessman as a coffee smuggler.
A coffee smuggler?
Yeah, he and Tom Atkins, coffee smugglers.
Oh, that's awesome.
They both died in a plane crash.
Fantastic. So our cast and crew includes a director named Oliver Hellman.
Oh, really?
No, I am going to struggle to say this guy's name. Is it Ovidio Assonitis?
I believe so.
Yeah. One of the most important names in trash that you've probably never heard of. Similar to DeAngelis, he was primarily a producer who dipped a toe into directing.
Including one of my favorite Italian exploitation films.
Is it The Visitor?
Well, no, it's Beyond the Door.
Okay, right. So Assonitis never saw a blockbuster he couldn't rip off. A Man Called Horse. Here's the man from Deep River, the movie that started the cannibal movie craze. When he failed to buy the rights to The Exorcist, he produced Beyond the Door instead.
Featuring that little kid as the fucking worst.
Yep. And again, God damn it. What the fuck is her name? Shelley Winters. Shelley Winters just confused and just ad-libbing her way through every scene.
Not Beyond the Door. She's in The Visitor.
Oh, she's in The Visitor.
Beyond the Door is Julie Harris.
Okay, right. Because next, because it says not if Beyond the Door isn't weird enough, how about we throw in The Omen and Star Wars, and you have The Visitor.
And also some other just weird shit that who knows where it came from.
Yeah, she gets a gun for her birthday.
Well, she gets a like a bird toy or a doll or something, and then it turns into a gun mysteriously, and then she uses that gun to shoot her mother, paralyzing her and putting her into a wheelchair forever.
Yeah, we're doing The Visitor next year. I can't fucking wait.
I love that movie so much.
Hey, did you like Emmanuel? You thought it was sexy and hot? Well, here's Laura. It's basically the same thing.
Well, is it?
Jaws? I think you mean Tentacles.
Yes.
Yep.
And if you thought Piranha 1 was good, wait until you see Piranha 2.
Was that the one that Cameron started making? Or Cameron finished?
He started it.
Okay. When Cannon collapsed under the ownership of Golan and Globus, Assonitis came in to the rescue and, well, he couldn't fix it either, turns out. And he was fired.
Yeah.
No, this represents one of a handful of movies he directed, including Piranha 2 and a movie called Iron Warrior.
It's fucking trash.
Yeah. It's not all garbage, though. He brought the remake of Scent of a Woman to Universal, which turned into an early 90s sensation.
Yep. Never had to work again.
I'm pretty sure that was kind of the end for him, but then again,
he was probably pretty old at that point.
Yeah. Speaking of pretty old at that point, our cast. We've got John Huston, one of the most celebrated directors of all time. Brought the world the Maltese Falcon. Key Largo. The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, the African Queen.
These are good movies, you're saying.
Yeah. So what the fuck is he doing here?
Well, even John Huston likes money.
Yep. His acting career is a lot less notable, with the exception of his role in Chinatown, Wise Blood, and some voice work for Disney and in Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings animation. I
mean, don't forget The Visitor.
How could I?
Or his fucking weird-ass turn in Myra Breckenridge.
In the 1950s, he bailed on America, outraged at the HUAC hearings after seeing many of his friends end up in the blacklist, unable to work. He is the father of Angelica Houston.
I believe she accused him of sexual assault.
Damn.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I cannot be 100% certain of that, but I'm pretty sure.
In Tentacles, he seems to be having the time of his life. Just smoking, drinking, having a nice vacation.
Why not?
The original pick for this role was John Wayne, who accepted it. This movie would have sucked with him in it.
Yeah, as all of them do.
Yeah, Assonitis met with him before production started, and the dude was just too old and sick to play the part. He dies of cancer 2 years later, thank God.
What a shame.
I know. We've also got Bo Hopkins.
Really unsure what to do in this movie.
Another actor out here slumming it for an easy paycheck and some California sun. He's coming into this one hot off of Peckinpah's The Wild Bunch. Also, The Man Who Loved Cat Dancing, American Graffiti, and Day of the Locust.
Okay, but let's not forget Sweet 16 and Dawn, Portrait of a Teenage Runaway.
Yep, and then he followed up this fiasco with a role in Midnight Express, not to mention a ton of TV.
A lot of male nudity in Midnight Express. It's the only thing I remember about it. That and it's got a pretty decent soundtrack.
Yeah, I watched it a couple of years ago. Is it Tangerine Dream? Who did that one?
Giorgio Moroder.
Okay. Oh, that's right. And rounding it out, we got Henry Fonda, who is in this movie to answer the phone and not do much else.
He is at death's door in this movie.
Fonda was originally cast as the lead, Ned Turner, the journalist, but had recently suffered a heart attack and had
5 days before they started shooting.
Literally just had a pacemaker fitted. And he didn't have the strength to do much more than sit in a chair and talk on the phone. So he ended up recast as the villainous ? Mr. Whitehead.
This is essentially the role that I always talk about with John Carradine, where he's like, I'll be in your movie, but I'm going to wear a bathrobe the whole time. And I'm doing the whole thing sitting down. And they were like, good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Seeing as how he'd already taken out a large on the advance on the movie, he couldn't drop out. So they just were like, here, okay, you're going to be the bad guy. I just need you to kind of speak in a really firm, stern tone.
I mean, is he going to be the bad guy? He seems like at best he is a confused bad guy.
Listen, I can't even tell if the octopus is the bad guy in this movie.
Oh, you mean Tentacles? No, he is the protagonist.
Oh, shit.
He's the hero of the picture.
Yep. Now, we got some taglines here. Because it's an AIP movie, there are several.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Each year, 10,000 tourists visit Ocean Beach. This summer, Ocean Beach has attracted something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And now we got one. First Jaws. Now, an even more sinister menace from the deep.
I would argue that is not true.
It's supposed to be huge. It's supposed to be really big.
What are you saying it's not?
I can't tell. I can't tell.
I don't think whoever did the special effects understood what forced perspective is.
Oh, we got another one. Here we go. Deadlier than the teeth of the tiger shark. Which they say several times in the movie. They're like those suckers on those tentacles. They'll strip you bare.
Not true.
And then one more. This is it, the last one. No sea monster of myth or legend is half so deadly as one that actually exists.
There is actually one more.
I could not find a poster with it on it, though.
It's turning the beach into a buffet. Tentacles.
So yeah, this is an obvious Jaws ripoff. Tentacles was made on a budget. We're just gonna keep on calling it that. Made on a budget of $750,000 compared to Jaws' $9 million budget. Still managed to turn out a $3 million return in box office receipts, which is wild because this movie is dry white dog shit.
Yeah, no, this was a success. Not critically, mind you, but financially, this was a success.
I think this one has like a Rotten Tomatoes score of 0.
Yep. Now, I will tell you this. I do not think that is all the fault of the movie itself. I think that what happened was, so this movie has technically 3 screenwriters.
Yeah.
I believe Tito Carpi wrote the movie.
Okay, so let's not talk about Tito Carpi too much because I do have a note about him. I think he's fucking awesome. I love his movies.
Oh, he's great. All right, well then you carry on and we'll get to him when we get to him.
So, American International Pictures had been importing Italian genre movies since the 1960s, beginning with Mario Bava's Black Sunday, and like a lot of American filmmakers who credit seeing like Bava and Argento's early stuff that like sort of influenced their movies have AIP to thank for that. Like they were the ones bringing this stuff over and just sort of like booking it in drive-ins and like cheapo dollar movie houses and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they could get it for real cheap.
Yep. But I believe this is the first time that an American production was directed by a primarily Italian crew for AIP. That is.
Yeah.
Yep. It's also.
I'm pretty sure that is the case. I don't remember when Dr. Goldfoot and the Girl Bombs came out, but they did not make that in the U.S.
Right, because I looked and I tried to confirm that. I think I'm pretty confident in that claim because I looked down their list and like they've got a lot of stuff that was made by like Umberto Lenzi and and just a bunch of these guys, Damiani. It's like these, but they were movies that were made in Italy and then brought over by AIP.
AIP put out a Damiani movie.
I think so. I'd have to look it up, or maybe I'm
Slap the Monster on page 1.
That was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
This movie is definitely making use of the Arkoff system, which is like the Dennis system for movies. Are you familiar with the Arkoff system?
I know the phrase. I cannot recall what it means.
I love this. I'm going to tell you. A is for action. A movie's got to have action and excitement. R is for revolution, meaning the movie has novel or controversial themes or ideas.
Takes a lot of hubris to name a whole system after yourself and use it as an acronym.
Right. This is, I think it's an acrostic.
Yes.
Yep. I for revolutionary or controversial. This one maybe not, except for the first time somebody gets killed, the octopus drags a baby into the ocean. K is for killing. A movie's got to be violent.
Yeah, man, they should have taken that into consideration with this one.
O for oratory. A movie's got to have some sweet speeches, I guess.
O for, oh my God, we're going to make so much money.
F for fantasy. A movie has to have some fantasy elements that the audience is familiar with. And lastly, F for fornication.
Nice.
Got to make it sexy. And even
Not in this one.
Even this PG-rated movie has a little side boob.
Actually, yes, it does. Okay.
Yeah,
confusing. A confusing side boob.
See? The Arkoff system.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. The original script for this movie was more of a send-up of the Animal Attacks movie by Assonitis' writer, Tito Carpi, who wrote basically everything in Italy that Dardano Sacchetti didn't.
So it's like 7 movies.
He worked with Enzo Castellari a lot, it looks like.
He did. They made The Shark Hunter. They made Wasteland Warriors together.
Eagles Over London. High Crime.
High Crime rules.
Last Cannibal World. The Shark Hunter, which we are going to get to that one. Oh, boy. New Barbarians. Escape from the Bronx. Atlantis Interceptors, just to name a few.
Yep. Atlantis Interceptors is so stupid. I love that movie.
I think we're doing Atlantis Interceptors next year, too. Yeah. But Sam Arkoff wasn't in the market for making comedies. If you look at AIP's catalog, there's really not a whole lot of comedy there.
Not later.
There's a bit.
Early on, there is a ton of it, but it's for kids. It's like slapstick stuff.
Yeah.
It's teen movies. It's like goofy hot rod teen movie stuff, like Beach Party. That's all comedy stuff.
Yeah. I have always suspected that the reason for this is that because comedy is highly subjective and Arkov's formula is very specific, and it just doesn't have a whole lot of room for comedy with broad appeal, because comedy is really hard to write and bad comedy will just tank a movie.
Well, what we're talking about is Samuel Arkov's AIP, which is different than what it kind of was before that. He was the one that sort of dragged it down quite a bit, because he had a lot of business sense, but he did not know fuck all about movies. I don't even think he really cared that much about them. He doesn't come across as the kind of man who does.
Well, no, he was the money guy, and and Nicholson was also. They brought Corman in as their sort of creative guy.
Nicholson was also a director. He had made movies. He wasn't very good at it, and that was another reason why they kind of abandoned the whole let's be a production company idea, because he didn't, that's why they brought Corman in. Yeah. But once Nicholson died and Corman left, it was sort of like he was what was left. Mm-hmm. And the film industry was changing significantly by that time.
This bears like some pretty weird parallels to Karate Warrior, because at that time, Fulvia is in a very similar situation where...
Except Fulvia had been respectable.
I suppose that's true. But like Fulvia is fully on the skids by the time he makes Karate Warrior. And like the whole reason that DeAngelis picked up the director role on it is because he couldn't get somebody else to do it.
Yeah, because all the old guys were gone.
Like Bruno Mattei wasn't even making movies with him anymore at that point. And like a few years later, like he's still making movies into the 90s, but that's when he starts making stuff like Fatal Frames, where he has Al Festa direct it, and Al Festa is a musician.
You mean musician Al Festa?
Yeah, and the movie is primarily a vehicle to promote his girlfriend's singing career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so like that M. Night Shyamalan movie Trap.
Yes.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tito Carpi wrote this thing. I suspect that the Arcov got the script, looked at it, didn't really get it, and was like, no, it's got to be, we got to cash in on Jaws. So he brings in, so this guy Jerome Max does some punch up. He doesn't really have anything to do with it as far as I can tell. Steve Karabatsos is a guy who was like an AIP kind of house writer.
Yeah.
So he gives it to that dude, and he's like, make this actiony and sexy and whatever. And so he probably does his best.
Hey, doesn't he put some side boob in it?
Yeah. And then the thing is, you can tell that Steve Karabatsos rewrote this script, I'm going to guess, without ever having spoken to Tito Carpi. I don't think these two guys ever talked to each other. This movie feels like it was written by multiple people with very, very different ideas, and they never really tried to kind of reconcile any of it. They're just like, good enough. Let's go.
Yeah, right. I mean, they were probably making the movie's entire like production cycle front to back was probably a month.
We've got Shelley Winters. We gotta go.
Right.
She's a handful,
So this movie had some really ambitious shit planned for it. They built their own puppet octopus. Some of it is visible in the movie, like when the creature rushes up on the boat race. But later
Very little of it.
Yeah. But later on, when they went to shoot some scenes in deeper waters, they put the octopus in the water and it promptly sank and was lost.
Yep. All they had left was one tentacle.
One tentacle.
And it was just somebody waving it around in the water.
They do. Later on, you see a woman get pulled into the water by a big rubber tentacle. This was the only part of the puppet that survived.
God bless them. They made it work.
They make it work. That's what you can't fucking stop the production. Make it work. Mm-hmm. Assonitis also had a storyboard for a sequence where the octopus destroys the Golden Gate Bridge.
Amazing.
But Arkoff axed that for its obvious strain on an already super tight budget.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And lastly, music is provided by Cam, which is a licensing outfit in Italy that provides a lot of canned jazz for TV and film.
Oh no, they own like the Cam archive is fucking massive.
They're still active.
A company called Cam Sugar is what they're called, and that's just two companies combined. And they, next to, there's like two other, Cinevox is one of the biggest. There's one other one that Bixio, something or other. It's that guy's name. And so Cam is like one of the three biggest. And their archive is fucking huge. And it includes some of the greatest soundtracks.
Yeah, we talk about Cam way back in our Pieces episode because it was the same thing.
This is a little bit different, though, because some of this music is original. Not all of it, but some of it.
All by Stelvio Cipriani.
My man, I love this soundtrack. It's one of my favorite soundtracks.
They're repurposing a lot of his stuff from a movie called, I think it's a Poliziotesco called La Polizia sta a Guardare.
So maybe I'm going to say 2 or 3 of the cues are from that. The theme is from What Have They Done to Your Daughters?
Yeah.
Which is an awesome movie and an awesome soundtrack. The rest of it is new stuff. He had a tendency, what he would do is that he'd be like, all right, tell me what your movie is about. Just give me a basic overview. Describe it to me, and then I'll go into it. Angelo Badalamenti did the same thing, where he would just be like, tell me what your movie is about, and I will go make your soundtrack. And so that's kind of what he would do. He didn't watch most of the movies. He did not score. He would just be like, I'm going to just go write some music, and you're going to make it work. So that's kind of what he did. The soundtrack for this is awesome, though. Yeah. Except for one moment where they deviate from his music, and it is very obvious and distracting as hell.
Yeah. So that said, what did the press think of this movie?
Oh, they loved it.
No, they didn't.
They did not. They did not love it. I'm gonna tell you all about it. Lawrence Van Gelder, New York Times, The Old Grey Lady. People who are immune to atrocious acting in minor roles, to occasionally poor dubbing, to a totally unoriginal ending, to the sort of sloppiness that allows at least one reference to the octopus as a squid, and to a climactic sequence that looks like feeding time at the aquarium when it is at all intelligible, will cull the exceedingly minor rewards of Tentacles. From some realistic underwater photography, a nicely manipulated opening sequence in which a baby vanishes, and a bobbing corpse gimmick that was more shocking than anything in Jaws. That is a very confusing and, I would like to add, single sentence.
Wow, you're right.
Yeah, that man just violently abused the semicolon.
Very angry. A very angry movie reviewer.
He does not care for it.
Not entirely wrong though.
Nope. My girl Linda Gross over at the Los Angeles Times.
The Old Grey Lady.
Mm-hmm. Tentacles is a tedious movie, nightmarishly slow and intermittently out of sync, that has been swept ashore in the ebb tide of Jaws and Orca. Even people in crowd scenes seem like sleepwalkers. The script derives much from many other animals maddened by human stupidity sagas. She also did not. That is pretty much the extent of her review. She's just like, hey, this movie's not good.
You know what she did? She looked favorably upon Orca, which is one that I really actually quite like.
Also a great movie.
Yeah.
John Gilnis, Newsday. Tentacles, a mollusk monster movie at local theaters, pits a pair of killer whales against a giant octopus. But before the climax, the Italian-made film gives us a scenic tour of Shelley Winter's chins.
Oh my God.
And the pouches under John Huston's eyes. Hey,
what
John Galbus, fuck you, man.
Listen. Stick to the movie, guy.
Winters prattles and Huston seemingly sleepwalks through 90 minutes of inanity.
Okay, so that part's true.
Oh, but here we go. Don't let Tentacles make another sucker out of you. It's shoddy goods.
Oh.
Yeah, but you just commented on an elderly woman's body, you scumbag.
Oh, that's not necessary. Not necessary.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, my favorite film. the IMDb.
The grayest lady there is.
Yeah, oh. The killer whales are eating octopus alive at the end. There is no animal humane statement at end. So sad. Very sad these actors would agree to be in anything that will pay out $1. I would like to point out.
Is it all caps? Is it all caps?
It's not in all caps, but there is no punctuation in there. Nary a single period to be found.
Great job interpreting that. What a fucking fun review.
Also, pin in that review because it's not true.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
well, we'll get there. We'll get there. It's the very end of the movie, so we'll get there.
All right. Shall we?
Oh, God. Yeah, I can't wait.
Okay. So we open on a cab ride by the ocean.
Very confusing.
I
feel like the opening credits of this movie are trying to give us an idea of what the pacing will be overall.
Listen, very confusing. Appears frequently in my notes.
Because it's just like a dude. It takes a while to figure out that it's a cab, first of all. And then it's like just some fucking dude getting into a cab, taking a drive, and getting out of a cab.
Yeah.
Who is this guy? Doesn't matter. He's not going to be in the movie.
No. I guarantee, like, Assonitis was like, okay, this is how it's going to start. It's going to be a shot of the ocean. And it's like, but what's happening? We're riding along. It's like, oh, we're in a car. Oh, we're actually in a cab. Who's riding in this cab? And then, like, by that point, Arkoff is like, I don't care. Where's the octopus?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then Assonitis goes, please, Tentacles.
Tentacles, if you will. The driver lets out a passenger at the edge of the water while some lady plays with a baby nearby.
Oh, and this is the most Italian film scene.
She's too busy doing her makeup and chattering away to the baby to notice that something approaches from the water, rising slowly over the rocks.
Looking askance at her.
She's called to the street by a friend who she runs over to talk to as the camera slowly zooms in on the unaccompanied baby.
Now look, I typically do not like to blame the victim. But in this case, this lady just got up and walked away from her infant child, leaving it a good 20, 40 feet away with her back turned the whole time.
She crossed the street to talk to this friend. Yeah.
Both lanes.
Yeah. A bunch of cars drive by. The camera's like slowly zooming up on the baby, and then a bus drives by. And when it's gone, we see that the baby is also gone. The carriage.
Because Tentacles is just like, I'll show her.
Yeah.
You're a bad mother.
Yeah. There needs to be material consequences. Yep. And then all we see is the carriage floating in the water.
And her response, the woman, when she figures it out, because the lady in the car is like, hey, where's your fucking baby or whatever. And she turns and she screams, but her response is basically like, oh, Billy? God damn it. How am I going to explain this?
So now, out on the docks, a salty sea dog in all denim, complete with a wooden leg, pulls up in a bucket of water and gets to swabbing the deck, mateys.
Classic stuff. What is the deal with all of these fucking weird no-name red shirts at the beginning of the movie? They are extremely bizarre, and so is their dialogue.
Yeah, oh God. Yeah, they're just setting it up to kill a few people right up top so the movie can coast for an hour.
Now, I don't really know how to explain what I mean by this, but why I say that these all feel so like classically Italian, these characters, it's like they have these lines that I'm sure to Italian audiences probably makes sense. Like their tone is probably understandable, but out of that context to Americans, they sound not just like lunatics, but like mean lunatics.
It's stiffly performed, translated dialogue.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, you've got your girlfriend tonight. You're going to go see your girlfriend, but does she know you have a peg leg? Ha 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 ha. Tell her I said hello. Ha 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 ha.
That's pretty good, pretty accurate.
That's essentially it.
Yeah. So the boat's owner.
Also, we just take a moment and appreciate that little bit I did there, that acting. I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was really good. You ought to come and audition for the shows with me.
Well, I would be good on the stage. People always say to me, you're really great in person. You don't seem uncomfortable at all. Why, it seems like you really like talking to strangers. They don't seem to put you off in any way whatsoever. What do you think about talking in front of a crowd? And I say, that sounds great.
So now the boat's owner, presumably, he's on the shore busting Sea Dog's chops, as Dave just demonstrated, about having the boat ready for use, and then goes back to eat some lunch. And hears some banging out by the water and runs back to see the Sea Dog mysteriously gone. His bucket is being mysteriously dragged away out to sea.
It would have been great, though, if instead of the bucket, it was just his peg leg up in the air, just ripping through the water.
Oh, that would have been fucking fantastic. And now a couple of kids in a dinghy are arguing about who's a better kisser, I think.
This is the last of the 3 fucking bizarro openings. This is like a back-to-back opening sequence, like cold opens.
Yeah, it's a shotgun blast of just weird bullshit.
Mm-hmm. And it wouldn't be Italian if we didn't get some fat phobia in there.
Right.
I mean, a couple times.
Yeah.
This is just the first time.
Yep. It looks like they're about to meet their maker at the hands of Tentacles, but instead here comes the salty sea dog's corpse suddenly thrust to the surface from the briny deep.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a pretty decent... I mean, obviously they're just recycling this fucking thing from whatever horror movie they borrowed it from, but...
Oh, yeah, this is...
Nightmare City? Who knows?
This is the underwater head scene in Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that night, the cops have the situation under control on the docks. The kids are...
Yeah, they say that he was stripped down to the bone.
Stripped to the bone. They're going to keep telling you that.
And I say, so it must be an octopus? They don't do that.
Well, those suckers, man, they're sharper than the teeth of a tiger shark.
I heard that somewhere.
At least that's what the poster said. And then
They're not. Let's just be factually accurate. They're not.
And then an expert.
Octopus, you know, I'm going to be classically proper. Octopode, they can be dangerous because they have a giant beak.
Yeah.
Not the suckers, though. They don't do much.
Yeah. So, here's journalist Ned Turner to look it all over and determine that whatever did this to the sea dog stripped the body to the bones, he says. Now, the cops are worried about the rumor mill putting the town in a panic, and they need him to just stick to the facts in the article. Why they let a journalist on the docks if that's their worry is the real mystery here.
Yeah, it seems like maybe in one of the other drafts, he was something other than a journalist. Because he doesn't seem like a journalist. He's also 100 years old.
His character is so weird because, like, he'll show up and they'll be like, you better not write about this, Ned Turner.
And then he's like, but listen, I'm going to write about this. Now just hear me out. I'm going to say it's bad and that you're the one doing it. And they're like, you got me again.
Not once do you see him so much as touch a typewriter or even put pencil to paper. And then, like, they'll cut to a scene. They'll be like, oh, boy, you, Ned Turner, you better not write about this and that there old gray lady. And then he's like, hey, listen, no guarantees, buddy. The news is the news. And then, like, the next scene, literally the next scene is them going, did you see that article in the paper?
How could he do it?
I know. Motherfucker. At home, Ned is working on his article. In walks his sister Tilly, who was out late last night whoring it up, it sounds like. Yep. Ned gives her a hard time about fucking all these people, so she suggests that they have a drink first thing here in the AM and gets busy working on a Bloody Mary.
And my question is, Ned, what are you doing? And why are you dressed like Ebenezer Scrooge? The only thing this man's outfit is missing is that, like,
that long nightcap.
He has got on I guess a night dress is what you'd call it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those since Fred Mertz.
He has a philosophy, ABC, always be comfy.
Well, I disagree with that, and apparently so does Sean Duffy.
Enter Mr. Whitehead, local rich guy industrialist.
Maybe. Hard to say, really.
He's digging a tunnel under the ocean or something.
Yeah.
Now, he gets a call from one of his goons informing him that old Ned Turner was out at the docks looking at the dead people, asking all about the construction project under the ocean. Could all that crazy future digging tech have something to do with these bodies? Whitehead.
Now, they're going to explain in this scene, in this moment, what a lot of this big, fancy sci-fi equipment is. And what they describe is a big vacuum.
Yep.
Science.
So at first, it's a vacuum. And then it's some kind of sonic device.
Sure.
And then later on, it's radios?
Yeah, don't ask questions.
Yeah. I'm rookie move. It's like I'm new here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Whitehead yells at his fixer, John Corey, about Turner sticking his nose in all this business.
Now, I thought he was the ultimate antagonist.
Yeah, and then the way that well, it doesn't resolve at all, but the way that the characters resolve, I have no idea how to describe the way that their story kind of ends, because it doesn't
Because
end.
it doesn't.
It just sort of halts.
Yeah.
It's almost like, I didn't know, boss. I didn't know all this octopus stuff, tentacles shit would happen. And he's like,
but,
why you? And then that's it. And that's all we see for the rest of the movie.
And they're like, you know what? It's all water under the bridge at the end of the day.
Yeah. At the medical examiner's office, the sheriff looks over the x-rays of the victims, which were brutalized by whatever killed them. Ned appears as if by magic and suggests that whatever did it must be monstrous.
Mm-hmm.
They have some divers coming down to have a look around the underwater area and see about the effects of this construction project down there. Over at SeaWorld, maybe, Turner watches a dude train and feed a killer whale. This is Will Gleason, expert diver. Comes over.
John Huston, Ned, is sitting in the stands, just hanging out. I guess they just let him in. Just let anybody into SeaWorld these days.
Well, listen, Ned Turner goes where he pleases.
That's true, because you know what? If you're not careful, he is going to write an article about you. You know what? Even if you are careful, he's going to write an article about you.
Ain't nothing you can do about it.
Nope. But the way that this scene is framed is so bizarre because it feels almost sentimental. Like he's watching this dude and like kind of checking him out, kind of just like, if I were 10 years younger. Oh, if I were 30 years younger.
So he's here to ask him some questions about the mystery. Turner wants him to come out to sea and help him, but Gleason got the bends a little ways back and he is hesitant to dive again.
Okay, I missed this part and was just like, did I miss something really important about why this guy won't go in the water?
He got the bends.
I mean, I always thought that killed you, but okay. I guess you could probably stop it if they catch it in time. What do I know? I don't go in the water.
Yeah, they put you in one of those chambers. Mm-hmm. They pressurize you.
Bariatric.
Yes.
Bariatric chamber?
Hyperbaric?
Hyperbaric chamber. That seems right.
Yeah. Out at sea, a ship's crew drops a capsule overboard containing 2 divers.
Now, okay. So this is going to be, this feels like a huge missed opportunity. So they drop this thing into the water, and it's just these 2 guys. It's like it's a big vessel, looks like a diving bell. They drop it into the water, and it's slowly lowering down into the sea floor below. You could have had, like, as it's slowly lowering, just Tentacles kind of cheesily grinning as it drops down. Just kind of like brief flash by the window. They don't bother with any of that.
No, I had the same thought, like, it's going down. There is a window conspicuously behind them. And I was like, man, that would be a really great time to have, like, the tentacles go swimming by. Or maybe just a single tentacle.
Yeah, just picture, like, imagine that scene in, I can't remember which, it's a later Godzilla movie where he, like, pops up into the window and he's kind of, like, cheesily grinning.
Is that Godzilla 1985?
It might be, but I think that's what it could have been. Like he could have just been like cheesily grinning as it lowers down. Just a quick flash of something, you know?
Yeah, I know. Give us something.
Let's swim by. I don't know.
No, the divers call up to report that they're just kind of being jostled around as it lowers. But when they reach the bottom, they climb out and swim around, finding some of their underwater equipment trashed on the ocean floor.
And the sound design in this moment is fucking wild. It sounds like someone is shaking a giant sheet of tinfoil.
Oh yeah, and they react to sound down there like every single time.
Mm-hmm. Which I mean, again, I've never been underwater like that. I imagine you probably hear lots of things. I don't think one of them is a giant octopus shaking a sheet of tinfoil, but like, I don't know, you probably hear tons of stuff. Each time they're like, hey, what was that?
Yeah. So they follow a trail of debris, finding more of the equipment wrecked.
That's right. He's not just a killer octopus. He's an anarchist.
That's right.
And an anti-capitalist.
I'm into this. I'm into this octopus.
Well, I am making the case for why he is the protagonist of this film.
So they hear some banging around in a nearby rock and go check it out and are attacked suddenly by the deadly tentacles of an octopus, which floods the area with black ink and presumably kills one of the divers. The other dude retreats back to the capsule.
Yep.
He calls up to the boat demanding they pull him up. But as soon as the ship starts to bring him up, the power goes out and the lift stops. And then the capsule
cut the power.
The capsule pops a leak, and then another, and then the air hoses all break free. The diver inside looks over to the porthole and sees only a single sinister eye looking back at him.
Mm-hmm.
So up on the surface, Ned meets up with John Corey, the fixer for Whitehead's company. Corey assures him that nothing weird's going on underwater with that tunnel business.
Now, here is why Ned believes that he is lying. Ned's a big drinker, which is pretty obvious if you look at him. And he says, I've never seen you drinking in here before. And I will tell you, I think that I've never seen you drinking in here before, therefore you don't drink, is a wild leap to make. This is not the only place in Southern California.
So now we cut to Tilly and her son.
Okay, everybody. Okay.
She's wearing a gigantic sombrero. It's funny because it's bigger than a normal hat.
There's so many things about this woman. First of all, this movie will have us believe that 57-year-old Shelley Winters is the mother of this 10-year-old boy.
Yeah.
That's thing one. Thing two, she is wearing the biggest hat ever seen on film. It is a sombrero, and it is comically large.
It's massive. You could use it as a personal flotation device.
It is the size of 4 sombreros. It looks like it might be made out of something you can eat.
It's a sombrero made of nachos. Yes.
It is extremely strange. And the character and everything about her is only going to get weirder from here.
Her manner in this movie is strange.
So some things to know about Shelley Winters. I am on record as not being a fan of hers. I think she is hammy as fuck. I know she is an Academy Award winner. There are 3 Academy Award winners. 3 in this movie. 3 of them have Oscars for acting.
Yeah.
Now, so she is kind of, I think, famously difficult to work with, or was. Anyway, she is dead now. When she was in all these AIP movies, Arkoff would say like she was constantly trying to rewrite the script. She was constantly ad-libbing dialogue. She was constantly trying to change the wardrobe. She basically was like trying to dominate every aspect of the movie. And he was just always fighting with her, or the director was always fighting with her to just be like, lady, can you just say your fucking lines, please? And usually he would win, but he would always have to give up a little bit of ground and just kind of be like, fine, wear the fucking weird sombrero or whatever. I don't know how she became so revered. She is hammy as hell in everything.
The only things that I've ever seen her in are her being completely out of her mind. This, The Visitor, and What's the Matter with Helen that we did earlier this year.
I mean, she's a little more restrained in like Poseidon Adventure. She's much more restrained in like Night of the Hunter. When she was younger, I think when she didn't really quite have a name for herself yet, she was probably a little bit more manageable. But like the older she got, the more famous she got, the like wilder she got and like more unhinged. And she was such a big draw for some reason. Because like, I'm going to be honest, she was never that like conventionally attractive. So that it's not like she was being like a box office draw because of that. She's a good actor, I guess, but by this point she's not. And so she's just kind of phoning it in. So I don't really know why they put up with her bullshit. But like she gives, I mean, all right, to be fair, she is one of the reasons why this movie is so memorable and why it's so like worth watching.
Yeah, her entire character and the characters in her immediate surroundings have zero bearing on the rest of the movie.
No. Like she's just here for, I mean, it's hard to say why any of these people are actually in the movie or why any of these characters are actually in the movie. They don't really have anything to do with the actual plot. She kind of does for a minute, but that's about it. And you know, they needed someone to wear this.
I guarantee she showed up to set
sombrero
in that hat and they were like, Shelley, what the fuck are you doing right now? And she's like, I found it.
She's like, I bought it in Tijuana.
On a street card out there. Isn't it funny? It's funny because it's bigger than a normal hat.
That's true.
And then she demanded to be credited on screen as Turd Ferguson.
Yes. And as the director.
She wanted a screenwriter credit. Yeah.
Yep.
I swear to God, she's ad-libbing her lines because like she will say something and everybody around her will kind of be like, oh shit, that's not the line she was supposed to say. And so they're constantly like scrambling to kind of match her vibe.
So one of the things that they often do with movies like this, where it's a production that was written by a non-English speaker, but the script is written in English, that usually they would bring someone in, as they probably did for this, to be like, make this more American, like punch this up so it doesn't sound so kind of stilted or, weird to the American ear. And for the most part, they probably, they probably don't focus. Like the shit at the beginning feels very Italian. They probably don't care about any of that. But there are parts later on with like, specifically with her, where you're like, what does that even mean? Why would she say that? And you can only imagine this is not a script problem. This is a Shelley Winters problem because she says, so I believe right at this moment, they're like eating lunch, right? Her and her son, quote unquote, and his friend, and they want to join some like boat race or whatever, a la Jaws 2. So they want to do that. And so she goes and she takes them to sign up. And the woman is like, and the last name, and she cannot remember her son's last name. She says, oh, I always forget it. It was something Italian, which says to me, she just couldn't remember the line and was like, it was something Italian. I guess they probably should have made it something American, right? And she just fucking flubs the line. It is so
and it's
bizarre.
Not just her who's going to be flubbing her lines too. Henry Fonda stumbles constantly.
Yeah, no, Henry Fonda seems like someone who there is someone just off camera holding up a big blackboard with his lines on it.
So as you said, she's signing the kids up for some kind of boat race, it seems. I hope a gigantic octopus doesn't break it up.
And these kids are so wooden. Like these are the most wooden actors I have ever seen.
Kid actors are tough. These are your average Italian kid actors.
These are very like ha 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 Bob.
Yeah,
Bob,
it's Bob.
Dr. Freudstein.
It's John. It's oh boy, yeah. So yeah, she's not super into boat racing. She's more into scuba diving, which I kind of have a hard time believing.
But that does sort of recall in Poseidon Adventure, which was what, 76?
Yep.
So I imagine she was just like, I'm gonna make him remember that I was in that movie, because in that movie she's like, I was an Olympic diver or Olympic swimmer or whatever. We're all like, sure you
Poseidon
are.
Adventure was 72.
Okay, but yeah, in that one she's like, won a medal for being a swimmer. We all know how that worked out for her. She dies, everybody. Sorry, I spoiled the Poseidon Adventure, but you had 50 years to see it, so it's on you.
Now, Ned goes back to the sheriff's office to bounce more ideas off of him. The scuba diver's body bears the same injuries as the baby and the sea dog. What's the connective tissue here? What could be doing this? The sheriff is pretty firm that the baby has nothing to do with this, but at the same time, radios are all present at the scene of the crime. Again, and I say this with great emphasis, or something.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And maybe the baby shouldn't have mouthed off. Also, this role, Claude Akins in this role, Claude Akins in literally every role he's ever played just does it the same, no matter what it is.
Oh yeah,
same thing.
Yep. I think I said it. I think I said it in the last episode. He has the look of a man who has thrown his hat on the ground and jumped up and down on it in frustration.
Yep. He is put out. But by God, he's going to keep this team together.
Right. Now, we cut back to Tilly and the boys having lunch, getting ready for their boat race, which she disapproves of. They both have walkie-talkies. Boy, that's a bad omen, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only thing worse is that Jamie has to peel. This is a plot point.
Oh, yeah. She
says, Tommy, why do you think Jamie has to wee-wee so much? And I wrote, come on, Shelley.
She's building a backstory for this kid's character.
Come on.
All he did, he just left to go to the bathroom. We don't need to know that he's got,
I don't give a shit. I don't care where he goes. He doesn't fucking matter to this movie. He could walk off screen and never come back, and I would totally forget all about it.
Oh God. At the end, when like the big crowd of people comes off the boat, like one of the kids, like the kid steps off the boat and everybody's relieved. I was like, oh, which one is that one?
Oh my God. I had to go back and correct my notes because I had them switched the
So
entire
did
time.
Oh, so yeah, she charges her son Tommy with taking care of this other kid because he's younger and doesn't have as much experience. I'm surprised that they have any boat experience at all. This whole scenario
They can barely speak.
just wild as hell. Her son calls her fat, and then when the other kid returns to the table, she gives him a hard time about having to pee all the time.
Yeah, she's like, he's like, oh, yeah, Mommy, you're plump. There's more of you to love. If you were in the boat, we'd need a tornado to move it. And I was just like, what the fuck? Who wrote this? Italians.
So over at the Gleason hotel room, Will and his wife goof around, and she's worried about him going back in the water. Why must he insist on going so deep?
Now the
Hey-oh.
wow. I do want to point out that Bo Hopkins clearly was not getting a lot of direction on what to do. He's not a bad actor, but like he's not getting a lot of direction on what to do because he plays this character with such like weird, lazy swagger.
Yeah.
Where it's like, dude, you're a whale trainer, not an F1 racer. Like, just cool it, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that when it was described to him or when he took the script over, he probably did that thing that like a lot of actors do this, where they'll be like, okay, so like, you know, there's no backstory here. Who is this character? How is he motivated? Like how does he present himself on screen? They come up with some shit based on what's on the page. And I guarantee he looked at it and he was like, now this guy here, he's a hotshot diver. You know,
Yeah, he is.
He likes to
Fucking whale trainer by day, James Bond by
he
night.
lives on the edge, you know. He goes a little deeper than he probably should. That's why he got the Benz.
Yep.
And
he drinks a lot.
And so from here on out, he plays it as though like, hey baby, out of my way. I got diving to do.
It really does, where he's just like, well, someone's got to take care of that, and I guess that someone is me. My God.
Yep. He assures her that he'll only go down 120 feet for just 3 minutes. She's pissed, but she needs to understand that he lost 2 bros the last time they went in the water, and he needs to know why, which isn't much of an assurance if you're asking me.
And his girlfriend / wife, maybe, is so Italian she may as well be Dario Niccolodi.
I know. I had to look her up, and I was like, okay.
Without any talent.
Which model actress was this one?
Yeah.
So now Will goes down to a cute little submarine boat thing, and he takes some pictures of the wrecked equipment. Even how Italian is this movie? They find a lost Vespa scooter.
Mm-hmm. I have a note that just says "Ciao, Vespa."
Oh boy. Yep. They get out of their little cute little boat. They go swimming, finding a bunch of submerged barrels and some crazy fish face down on the ocean floor.
All right, look, I think this little underwater car looks really fun. I am terrified of the water, but if I weren't, I'd probably get in that underwater car.
It's like a convertible for the ocean.
Yeah, they're just tooling around under there. Real fun, little cute thing. They find an underwater umbrella. I wrote, what could possibly be the purpose of that?
So you don't get wet.
The deal with the fish. At first I was like, are these statues? Is this an installation?
I thought they were asleep.
What? I'm no ichthyologist, but I'm pretty sure that is not how they sleep.
No.
I am fairly certain they actually swim while they sleep. But also, I was like, all right, are they supposed to be like stuck in the ground? Nope. They're kind of floating there.
Yeah. It's a little eerie looking.
It's extremely eerie looking. And then I was like, wait, did Tentacles do that?
Yeah.
Is he like storing his food this way?
I think so.
Clever bastard.
Yeah. So now,
I mean, they would probably just float to the surface.
I would imagine, or they would just sink, or they would sink to the bottom.
Not just like they look like they're stuck in the ground.
Right. So now out at sea, Gleason's wife's sister's boat is stranded or lost.
Very confused by all of this. This throuple, is what I can only assume that they are.
Yeah. I mean, that's what their chemistry suggests. Is like
the three of them are fucking.
Yeah, maybe all the same time. Maybe, the skinny guy gets her at the beginning of the week and the fat guy gets her at the end of the week.
Yeah, gotta get a little more fat phobia in there. Italians, after all.
Yep. She calls the Coast Guard to come and get them. Also on board is her husband, out for a little snorkeling, and an Italian dude who looks like Stavros Halkias.
And the skinnier one is like, he's sort of the Italian everyman archetype. That's like a wisecracking, kind of cackling dude who's just constantly playful. And I don't think this character translates to American cinema very well.
I can't. Yeah. It's a personality type that is just so particularly Italian. He's, a scoundrel is not the right word, but like,
he's like the guy at the beginning who's like, your wife, she doesn't even know you're so fat. She doesn't even love you. Have fun. Bye. Yeah. And you're like, why is this guy so fucking weird?
It's an attitude that is sort of like he's the guy who gets all the girls in the Italian movies, but that's not how Americans present that sort of character.
He is Bud Spencer's partner in every Bud Spencer zany comedy.
Right.
That means nothing to anyone who does not understand Italian cinema, but it's basically that. He's like the goofy, which one is it? Stan Laurel is the skinny one?
Yes.
So he's kind of that, but he's not wimpy or weak.
You know what he reminded me of was he's the main cop character from Suspicious Death of a Minor? Is that?
It has been a while since I've seen it.
Shit.
That, by the way, everybody, is a movie where children are getting murdered.
Yeah, Suspicious Death of a Minor. It's a fucking fantastic movie. Also, kind of funny in spite of its subject matter.
Yeah, he's like the guy who shows up to the crime scene eating a sandwich.
Yeah.
And dripping the sandwich onto the crime scene.
But he also brought a bottle of wine.
Yeah, because he's also fun, He likes to have a good time. There's no reason why we can't laugh and solve crimes.
Yep. So she keeps telling him he's fat and could use a little exercise. So he jumps in. The octopus is going to love chowing down on this dude, but judging by his heavy breathing, if the octopus doesn't get him, heart disease will. Looks like he's about to get pulled under, but here comes that boyfriend to scare him. For some reason, also, he's swimming in shoes.
Okay, that drove me a little bit crazy. I was like, no wonder Tentacles is pissed.
We think he's about to get pulled under again, but it's that fucking shithead dude again.
Because we do get a moment where Tentacles sort of pops, is it a head? I don't know what you call it. The surfacey part with their eyes kind of pops it up against, like above the water. And I thought this must be the equivalent of him like peeking out from behind a tree.
He's just taking a look at his dinner options.
Yep.
So as he starts,
I'm going to eat the crap out of all of them.
So as he starts swimming away, the octopus sneaks up, drags the big dude down under the waves with its horrible tentacles.
Do we see any blood? Absolutely not.
No, this is a PG-rated movie.
Yeah, except it already ate a baby. They opened the movie with that.
Back on the boat, Vicky's sister is sunning herself when the boat begins to rock violently. She gets up, looks for the dudes that she's with, but finds no one. She's looking out at the water, and her boyfriend's legs come sticking up out of the water comically.
Like straight up.
I thought he was fooling around again.
Because this would be the fourth time, maybe, that he has done that?
Yeah. And then the octopus attacks the boat and trashes it, pulling her under with it.
And it is some real Ray Harryhausen special effects, but like lazy.
They pull her
Ray
under with
Harryhausen.
the one remaining tentacle.
Yeah.
So Gleason and his partner comes back to the surface with some conclusions. Whitehead's company is using some kind of sonic technology that's way above regulations down there. But
what?
I know. Don't worry about it. But there's only one thing in the world strong enough to kind of do the kind of damage that they saw down there. A shark? No, you fool. A giant octopus.
That's right. The meanest creature in the sea. The narwhal.
Got that.
And he's also saying all of this. This is the moment where I was like, this feels like someone is like saying the lines to him, and then he's just repeating them back.
Yeah. So Ned calls Whitehead, who is pissed that his latest article is full of all this damaging information about his company related to the construction project. Ned has some marine findings to report. He hints that his construction project is fucking shit up on the ocean floor, and Whitehead tells him he'll see him in court. I'm honestly,
And he's like, all right, but I'm going to write an article about it. And then he's like, I bet you will, you rascal.
I'm honestly not sure what the hell is going on with this plot thread, and based on my own observations, neither do John Huston and Henry Fonda.
Nope. I dare say The Visitor actually makes more sense than this movie does. Most things make more sense than this movie does.
Tilly, meanwhile, is getting ready for the boat race that the two little boys are going to participate in. The kid who pees a lot kisses his mom goodbye before they leave, presumably.
And boy, is she unimpressed.
Presumably for the last time ever, because of the octopus, you see.
She hugs and kisses him and then goes, that's fine. And I wrote, Jesus, mom's a real tough critic.
Hey, lady, this toddler is about to compete in a boat race.
In the most chaotic boat race I've ever seen. There's no way in hell this is what an actual boat race is. And this seems incredibly dangerous. Even by Italian standards.
The sheriff tells Gleason about the missing boat. Dude's not terribly broken up about it, I must say. His wife Vicky is out at sea looking at night on a Coast Guard boat. Probably have better luck in the daytime, but yeah, what do I know?
Yeah. Now, this part's really weird because I was like, all right, she's out there with these two dudes and they're looking for the boat. And they keep dropping characters into this movie as though we're supposed to know who they are, but it's the first time they've been seen in the movie.
Yeah.
It's just like the way that they're introduced. They're introduced in a way that feels so almost casual, implying that, like, yeah, you know who these characters are. You saw them back in scene, whatever, except they've never been in the movie before. And it just adds to the confusion of everything. Because I'm like, wait, am I supposed to know who these guys are?
Uh-huh.
Who are these? What's going on? I'm going to say that a lot.
I know. So now, eventually, they come upon the wreckage. One of the Coast Guard dudes swims into the wreckage with a flashlight for a look around and comes back with bad news. No survivors. So as
they don't really show anything.
No. As they're
just like, we found a thing. I guess we should go back. And then they turn around and drive away.
So as they power up the boat to leave, the water erupts all around them, tossing Vicky into the water, dragging a wee little model of the boat down with them. The two Coast Guard guys.
And all the while, the music that is playing, I call it Tentacles sneaking. And he appears with just a gleam in his eye.
So she swims over to the wreckage of her sister's boat, hangs out on the deck, but here come the deadly Tentacles up from the...
Or at least one.
Up from the briny deep to drag her back down.
I will say, in this entire dumbass movie, this is probably the coolest scene.
Of her getting pulled down?
Yeah, because it's like, obviously it's a cheap, shitty rubber tentacle.
Yeah.
But the way that it's lit, and it's done with this kind of like frenetic energy, and it like whips around her, it's kind of cool looking.
Not just that, because the next scene, I actually have a note that says this movie is not without a little bit of artistry. This is the scene where they cut back to the shore and there's like a crowd that's gathering as a boat comes into port. Mm-hmm. And it's just this awesome crane shot that kind of pulls out and then across to show more and more of the crowd as they arrive. It's a fucking great shot. Like,
yeah, my guess, this is probably a cinematographer
right,
who did all of this.
Yeah. Ned is among the crowd. He lights his cigar as Gleason sits alone at a picnic table, broken up by the bad news about his wife.
I was very confused. I was like, so is this like an impromptu memorial on the dock? Like, do these people already know about the deaths? And also, why are there so many holes in this script?
Whitehead.
I was like, so that's just it? Like, his girlfriend is just dead now?
Yeah.
Or his wife, I guess.
Yeah. She paid the ultimate price.
It's curiosity. Ladies should know stuff. Especially when it comes to octopus.
Whitehead, meanwhile, is poolside, giving his fixer Corey shit about what's going on out there. Corey pushed the limits of their equipment beyond the legal limits. What the hell does this have to do with the gigantic octopus? I have no clue what's happening now. But hey,
my note says Henry Fonda is doing the bare minimum required of him per his contract.
Also, this is the last we ever see of these characters.
Yeah, because again, this man was basically dying while they were filming this. I think he actually would live many more years. When did they film on Golden Pond? What's that, mid-80s?
82 maybe?
And then he's, a couple of years after that too. So, all right, well, he's not dead yet.
On Golden Pond was 1981.
Man, he was a bad father. Tell you what, though, Jane Fonda, fucking rules.
So now there's a parade bringing the competitors in for the boat race.
This is the most action we will see in this movie.
Considering
entire time.
Considering what's happening out at sea and all the disappearances lately, you'd think that they might pull this race, but you can't close the beaches, Brody. Not on the 4th of July.
They didn't even try it. They didn't even go for that.
This is kind of that, but they don't have the crisis. They just have this boat race anyways.
Yeah, there's a constant thread through this movie where they're like, like Claude Akins will show up and he'll be like, he's the sheriff. I keep referring to him by his actual name. He will show up and just be like, look, obviously these people have all been eaten by a giant octopus. What do you want me to do about it? But that's the only time you get the sense that like anyone understands these things are connected. Yeah. For the most part, it's just like Tentacles shows up, does what he does, and then leaves. Yeah. And everyone's just like, well, it's a real shame. Well, nature's a bitch. What can you do?
Tilly sees the boys off, radios in hand. It's an exciting race.
It is. My favorite part about this is that as like it's her and the two kids and they're bringing the boat down into the water. And as they're carrying the boat down, there's just this fucking kid on the screen staring right down the barrel of the camera like a fucking dolt. It's so great.
Ned and Gleason talk octopus shit at the sheriff's station when in walks this German lady who wants to bring Ned to the race.
This is the German lady is the other kid's mother.
Right. I did not put that together until later.
I also have a note that says, do you think Shelley forgot which one was supposed to be her son? Because she's hugging and kissing the friend. Much like everybody else.
Oh, absolutely. Because also those two boys look almost identical.
Yeah, they're both like, the skinny 70s blonde boys. Yeah. Like nondescript. But this is also where we get the scene where he goes, the suckers on the tentacle are like the claws of a tiger. And I wrote, no, they're not.
Like a bunch of idiots.
Also, those two things are not even remotely similar.
No.
These suckers on a tentacle are not the claws of a tiger. They do very different things.
Yeah, but I mean, they got to make this octopus sound deadly.
And again, you could argue that an octopus is dangerous. Mm-hmm. They're also extremely squishy.
So they are. Like a bunch of idiots, they mention the octopus right in front of her. Gleason, can you destroy that octopus? So back at the race, the boats lazily drift out over the sea. Coast Guard puts the word out about the octopus so they can get the boats back to port. But under the waves, those wicked tentacles are moving.
And this is where this scene devolves into a kind of artistic madness that I don't know how to describe.
It's a little wild because it reminds me of the scene in Jaws when all the boats go out at once to get the shark and it's just mayhem.
Do you think that's what they're going for?
Maybe, but probably not.
Because what happens is we start the boat race. And again, they like big gunshot to start it off. Look, you scare Tentacles again. You know what happens. But they all launch off and they go boating or whatever it is they're doing. I don't understand boating. I don't know why people want to do it. But they all are in a cluster together. Like if you've ever watched a race, like a foot race before, if you don't understand why people are arranged the way they're arranged, it just looks like utter chaos.
Oh, I couldn't tell you who's in the lead.
And so it's sort of like that, where all the boats look like they're knocking into each other because they are literally knocking into each other. These are like sailboats, little sailboats. Skiff? Schooner?
Sure.
A sailboat.
A sailboat.
A schooner is a sailboat.
You dumb bastard.
And so they're all like slamming into each other. And it's just like little boys in sailboats slamming into each other, static shots.
Oh, the weird,
just
the
regular
weird
photographs.
freeze frame shots confused me. I was like, is my Blu-ray skipping?
And then there's like dialogue-less scenes of Shelley Winters on the walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
And, oh, wait, did you buy this?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, of course. On the shore, some dude in an Uncle Sam costume amuses the crowd with what sounds like either stand-up comedy or a religious sermon. It's kind of hard to tell, really.
I think it's a little bit of both. He seems like he's the absolute worst, and all of his jokes sound like pretty much like just like take my wife jokes to an audience of teenagers.
The Coast Guard helicopter.
I can understand why Tentacles wants to kill them all.
Oh, God, put them out of their misery. Coast Guard helicopter flies by with a sign telling everybody to turn back to shore, and it's a shit show. Tilly tries to reach her kid on the radio as the octopus closes in on the boat race like a shark.
He does. He comes cruising in. You can tell he's pissed because of his furrowed brow.
He looks very upset.
Also, then they cut to an old lady picking her nose. But don't worry, they're not going to linger too long on that weird static shot. They're going to cut back to more chaos.
To boats tipping over, dudes going into the water, freeze frame shot of kids screaming in the water.
And so they also keep cutting to, I guess we're supposed to think that it's the Tommy? Is that his name?
Tommy is her son.
The Tommy Jamie boat.
Yeah.
And they're only showing Tommy from like the waist down, and it's a leg, and I think we're supposed to think it's Tommy's leg, but it's very clearly the leg of an adult man.
Right. So the octopus closes in on Jamie's boat, Tommy's boat, and pulls him under as his mom yells to him through the walkie-talkie. Wide shots of the water, boats are overturned. Did the octopus eat all these people?
That's what I wrote.
I'd like to think so. So Ned arrives with the German lady. I guess she's the mother of Tommy's friend. Coast Guard.
Yeah, this is the moment where Mrs. Kittner, everybody's sort of rushing out of the water, and she sort of rushes up to the water and is yelling out for her son. That's kind of what they're going for here, except that scene is extremely effective and very artful.
And this one.
This is chaos and it's confusing.
This one is Shelley Winters.
Yes, screaming into a walkie-talkie, wearing, for some reason, a sailor hat.
Coast Guard boats with the survivors pull up on the dock, and all the survivors get off. Tommy survived, but Jamie didn't. And this is the part where the kid gets off the boat, and I was like, which one is this?
There's also a kid, one of the kids. So they pull up. I guess this is because I was like, oh, did Tentacles eat all these boaters? Because that would have been great. I think that they got picked up by this other boat.
Yeah.
Less fun, arguably. But there's one kid on the boat who's wearing a life jacket that says on the back, like in big marker, it just says sinks. And I like to think that it's sinks as in don't use this. And then, of course, they get there. And Tommy is just standing there. Fucking zero emotion on his face. Blank slate, like a total sociopath.
Yeah, it's Tommy Jarvis at the end of Friday Part 4.
And then she's like, "What? Where's everybody else?" And the guy's just kind of like, sorry. I guess everybody else was eaten by tentacles." That's Ocean City for you, baby.
Yeah. So Gleason has had enough.
This is the Will brooding scene.
Yeah, it's time to take on this octopus.
This is the other part that I was like, real kind of weird gay moment, because they're like, they focus on Will brooding
and this other character,
and then they pull focus to the guy behind him who's like this extremely fit shirtless dude, and they just kind of linger on it.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, all right.
Got
and this is Will's new boyfriend. Kind of looks like a cross, like a real uncanny cross between James Mason and Alain Delon. Like exactly.
They introduced this character as though we're supposed to know who he is.
Again, he's another one where they're just like, you know him from before.
Yeah, also, that was the last of Shelley Winters we're gonna see.
Oh, that's all the Shelley Winters money they had.
So
she spent the rest of their budget in giant sombreros.
He pulls that she was so amused by that she bought 3.
Oh, that bitch.
He pulls a large submersible out to sea in his boat. The submersible contains his killer whale buddies from SeaWorld.
So this is the Brody Hooper Quint scene, the kind of exposition dump scene.
Yeah.
Except in this, there's not much to say, and everybody's just confused. Like, it feels like they should be explaining something here, but nothing has happened over the course of this movie.
No, and then
so they don't say anything.
No, there's a long shot of no dialogue, just them on the boat, and then they do good. They go below decks, and he explains that, like, we're going to listen to the killer whale's sounds, and then he and his bro have some drinks. Gleason tells him that he can talk to the killer whales. Their sounds will tell him if the octopus is near.
Yep. Then he goes out and he gives the whales like a pep talk, like a
He goes out
this is Sparta kind of speech.
In the morning, he hypes up his killer whales to go get that fucking octopus, while his bro below deck readies their spear guns.
This whole thing feels like it came from another movie. Like it does not make any sense.
That's right. Like the tone, the vibe, it shifts because we have not spent very much time with the Gleason character at all.
Right.
And now,
or these fucking whales.
And now all we get is Gleason and the whales.
Because you know what? I bet killer whales probably real difficult to work with.
Probably.
They're pretty big. They seem a little unruly. These ones seem pretty sad.
Yep.
I think when their fin, their big, what is the top, the dorsal fin? Is that what the top one is? When it bends over like that, I think there's something wrong with it.
Oh, I don't like that.
Because it's pretty much flopped over the whole time. But then he's giving them the big speech. This is Sparta. And he's like, they used to call you killers. They used to call me that on the streets. And I wrote, what? That feels like it was important information that they just left out of the script.
Yeah. So now pretty soon the boat starts rocking violently. They rush up topside to more effectively get thrown overboard, and Gleason finds a submersible containing the killer whales trashed and sinking. It looks like...
It would have been fucking hilarious if they just swam away.
They kind of do at the end. It's looking like the octopus killed the whales too, but there they are out to sea, making a run for it. Swim, you beautiful bastards.
This is when we get what I call the love theme from Tentacles.
So Gleason that's right. The music here is also wild.
It's insane because this is not Stelvio Cipriani. This is just some weird ass, like old library music. Like they may as well played like Flight of the Valkyrie. And like just, it's so bizarre. It's like just some like weird piece of classical music that just yanks you out of the movie.
So Gleason and his buddy suit up in scuba gear and jump overboard for the boss fight. They swim down deep and get spooked by some noisy fish. Whole lot of nothing happens now. Just two dudes swimming around for a while.
We also get what sounds like the noise equivalent of Michael Myers breathing behind his mask.
Right.
And there's a scene where like they swim down. I think it's the other guy, Elaine DeLong. They like swim down. And I think we see him like pass by Tentacles, who's just sort of like chilling, blending in as they do.
Biding his time.
And it would have been great if as like he's swimming down, all of a sudden his eyes just spring open.
That'd have been badass. But then the octopus attacks with its ink and Gleason swims out in a hurry. His buddy, suspecting trouble, loads some special kind of spear as the reef above him crumbles and falls.
I thought it was a silencer. And I thought, what are you silencing?
Silencer. It's a suppressor for it.
Seems unnecessary. Why, that's like an umbrella underwater.
So does Gleason get hit or something? He does. The debris falls on him, pinning him and breaking his tank as the octopus approaches. Looks like it's curtains for him, but here come the killer whales who start fucking the octopus up.
And it's like they got like 3 miles away and then they felt bad. So they were like, fine. Yeah. And like turned around and went back.
Yeah. They pull the octopus away so Gleason's buddy can drag him out from under the rubble. And now
okay. Yeah, you will recall my favorite reviewer, the IMDb user reviewer, was upset because they're clearly killing an octopus. This is, in fact, a real octopus. Yeah. However, it's already dead. They just went to the grocery store and bought a big octopus and tossed it in the fucking water.
God damn it. I love these guys.
Yeah.
So the octopus looks like it's about to get away and hide in the reef, but the whales pull it back out so they keep wrecking its shit.
This goes on for so long.
So long. They are killing time. Gleason is finally freed from the reef, and they swim back to the surface while the whales start to rip the tentacles off start to rip the tentacles off the octopus.
Thank you.
It sinks to the bottom. I think it's dead now. It's not writhing around or anything.
Well, we didn't get a sequel, so.
Gleason and his bros set sail now that the octopus is dead. He's talking about going on a safari in Africa. Hey, maybe Ned Turner could come with him. And then the killer whales happily swim up to let us know that they're all right.
And he's so surprised. And he's like, what did you just like leave them there for dead? They saved your life, you fucking scumbag.
I know. And it's and that's it. Roll credits. And my final note just says, what?
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to give you my my conclusion on this film. This movie is absolute irredeemable trash. It is a blatant Jaws ripoff that relies entirely on its remarkably lazy star-studded cast. The plot is so deeply confusing, the action is non-existent, and the pacing is so glacial that you could walk away for big chunks of time and not miss anything. And yet, it is somehow incredibly endearing in a way that makes no sense and that should not be pondered too hard.
I think what it is everybody is just kind of doing their own thing. The only character the only actor who is really who strikes me as sticking to the script is Bo Hopkins. Simply because he's the only sort of character whose actions have any kind of bearing on the crisis at hand. And
that's why he seems like the outlier in the whole movie.
Right. Like Ned Turner, the journalist, is just shows up, magically appears in every single scene. And somebody turns to him and is like, hey, you better not write about this. We don't want to panic on our hands. And then he's just like, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Who can say? And then he fucks off. And then we get another scene with Shelley Winters just in her own movie.
She loves hamming it up for the cameras.
Maybe that's why I love her in this movie, because I also love to ham it up.
You sure do.
And she is just going to make the most of this vacation that she's on. She's going to wear some funny hats. She's going to give a kid a hard time about having to pee all the time.
It is inexplicably mind melting.
Yeah.
Like it is just a movie that at every turn you're like, what? Did somebody write this or are they just all freestyling? And you know what? I don't know the answer to that. I know that someone theoretically wrote a script for this.
Yeah. Yeah. And at the end, they turned over all of this footage to an editor who looked at it and was like,
I quit.
I have to make a fucking movie out of this. And they're like, yes, you have 3 days.
No, look, we spent $700,000 on this. If we can get a little bit of that back, we'll call it a win.
And then they did. This movie did extremely well. Oh,
that made $3 million. And a bunch of these people went on to work together again in other movies.
Yeah.
Like The Visitor, Shelley Winters, John Huston are in that.
That's not directed by Assonitis, but he is the producer on that one. And they were so into this guy that they were like, we'll go out to Georgia and make another fucking crazy ass movie with you.
I think that's the only way you can explain a lot of this stuff. Because obviously everybody wanted a paycheck. Fucking Vic Morrow wanted a paycheck when he was in Bronx Warriors and whatever. But they went back and kept making movies with them. And I think the only way you can explain that is there must have been something in the 70s about Italian filmmakers where there was an emphasis on, we want to make a movie, we want to make money, but we also want to have a good time.
It's a period of filmmaking in Italy that I don't fully understand, but it's you see it all the time between the 60s and the 70s primarily is
peak Italian cinema.
Mostly in the 60s, all of these actors who'd kind of roles had dried up in America went over to Rome and starred in a dozen more movies. And they seemed to really enjoy themselves doing it. And it was one of those deals where they did all of their lines in English and the Italian actors did all of their lines in Italian. And then they just kind of dubbed it all at the end. And everybody just kind of loved it. But then again, I mean, you get to fucking make a movie in Rome. You get to make a movie in Milan.
And it may or may not end up also being a porn film.
Oh, yeah.
As was sometimes the case.
Oh, sure. Yeah. But
like, it must have just been, there must have been something about it that just people were like, fuck it, why not? Let's have a good time.
It must have been easier. The money must have been good. They worked fairly steadily.
Well, also at this point in the US, the American film industry was like really undergoing a kind of unpleasant shift towards the corporate.
Yeah.
And it seems like nobody was really enjoying what they were doing. And so while the American sort of film industry, there were obviously, there's outliers like Martin Scorsese and like the big new American movement. But if you weren't one of them, you were like Joseph Zito struggling to make a fucking movie. And in Italy, they were like, here's millions and millions of dollars. Have fun.
Right.
And like, do I have to make a movie? And they're like, well, I mean, ideally, sure.
Yeah. And then Carol Baker calls up her agent and is like, this script says I have to do a nude scene. And her agent's
and she was like, do they know that I'm 72 years old?
And the agent's like, don't worry about it. Nobody in America is ever going to see it.
Cut to 45 years later.
50 years later, here's a 4K print.
Here's two assholes from New Hampshire yucking it up about your body.
Oh, boy. Tentacles. A fucking movie.
God, I love it.
Inexplicable appeal. Super charming. I have no idea. It is a objectively bad movie. Those reviews up top, even the IMDb review, pretty accurate.
I love animal attack movies. And I love AIP. Two great tastes that go great together.
Together at last. All right. Well, with that one done, where are we going to next?
Well, the confusion don't stop. Because next week, Bring Me the Axe will return with Larry Cohen's very, very perplexing sequel to Salem's Lot, Return to Salem's Lot. And you're thinking, well, that sounds like a very fun horror movie. Maybe. Maybe it's a satire that doesn't make any sense and is extremely confusing. Does it have a child with a shockingly vulgar mouth in it? Yes. Yes, it does. Then, after that, we're going to keep with the confusion. It's a little artsier, though. It's David Lynch's Mulholland Drive.
That's going to be a weird one.
It's my favorite David Lynch movie.
Is it?
Yep.
It's a good one, for sure. Yeah.
Weird as hell.
It's going to be a tough one to talk about, for sure, because that...
I have a lot of theories about it, and I watched it recently, and I was like, I need to talk to somebody about this movie.
So you and me...
And everybody's like, I think I've seen it. Is that the
one with the guy behind the dumpster?
And I was just like, yeah, that's not good enough. We need to have a longer conversation about this because I have theories about what's going on. And everyone's like, I gotta go.
Yep, we'll have some conversations. We'll talk it out.
All right.
So, all right, be back here next week for Return to Salem's Lot and Bring Me the Axe, and the 99-cent rental returns with Mulholland Drive. No Ibanda.